Joining me right now is Pennsylvania Congressman, member of the House Small Business and Foreign Affairs Committees, Dan Meuser. And Congressman, it's great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. So what are the ramifications if we learn that, yes, it's official, that the coronavirus leaked from a lab in Wuhan? Why is China hiding this so much? And what if the truth becomes clear to all involved?
Well, they are certainly denying it 100%, and there's mounting evidence. I was just listening to General Jack Keane laying out quite a case. As well, there's no evidence to support that it was something else, right? So the whole world is now agreeing. We got U.S. intel, we got UK intel, we got a China cover-up taking place. It's now factual that people were getting sick. There were contradictory propaganda messages sent out. And, you know, it's now known that they were calling the medical supplies back, retrieving the medical supplies as early as last December. So meanwhile, we have complete China denial. And this could have been minimized. This could have been minimized with some disclosure. You know, we need a full investigation. Congress, the Republicans, put together a China task force, which uncovered and provided quite a bit of information and data. You know, it's just a terrible situation. Meanwhile, we have Speaker Pelosi saying that that was a distraction.
Yeah, I find it really odd that this issue has not come up for Joe Biden yet. Our own Peter Doocy asked the president, have you discussed the way China handled the coronavirus with Xi Jinping? Have you discussed the origins? Have you discussed the fact that China cornered the market on PPE? He said, oh, no, the issue did not come up. And, you know, you've got this new Rasmussen report, which Liz Peek, a Fox News contributor, writes about. Nearly 70% of U.S. voters believe it is likely that COVID-19 originated in a Chinese laboratory, and the American people want answers. Is there a conflict here? Why is Joe Biden not pressuring China about this? Why is Joe Biden not mentioning this at all? Is it because of a conflict that he has? Because we continue to see new evidence to show that President Biden actually was aware and played a significant and knowing role in his son Hunter Biden's business deals in China and across the world. The New York Post reports new information seemingly every day. This morning, they're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop. Keep damning Joe, but most media just ignore it. And they talk about a dinner that they had in Washington with officials from Ukraine, Russia, Kazakh businessmen, quote unquote, where Joe Biden was there. There are emails that say, thank you, Hunter, for introducing me to your father. So is there a conflict here? And is that the reason Joe Biden refuses to hold China to account?
Well, that's some pretty serious situation there that certainly needs further review. My goodness, clearly, if this was the Trump family, it would be on every headline in every newspaper. You know, they don't want to give up their narrative. Their narrative was to blame this all on President Trump. Now the information is insurmountable that no, this was done in a China lab. China covered it up, and the media played along. So now they're between a rock and a hard place because the information is that clear that it has to be acceptable. You know, we sadly have our own propaganda here at home.
Yep, and Mark Meadows, formerly the chief of staff for President Trump, is out saying there is more to come on Hunter Biden. He obviously knows what's on that laptop. We're getting bits and pieces of it from those journalists who have the courage to report it, like the New York Post. So we'll be waiting to see how President Biden reacts to what is becoming clear. There are serious business deals going on between Hunter Biden and Chinese companies, and it's questionable why Biden is not holding the Chinese Communist Party to account about this virus that killed 3.5 million people across the world. I want to get your take on the infrastructure talks, Congressman, because Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says bipartisan negotiations will continue this week, but he's warning you and your colleagues you only have until Monday to reach a deal because progressive Democrats are calling on the president to end all bipartisan negotiations and just push this massive spending plan through reconciliation. What do you think about that? I've reported that the president does not have support from within his own party, so he won't be able to push it through reconciliation. But will that change?
Yeah, they want something transformational. We all want highways and bridges and traditional transportation infrastructure and revitalization funding to take place. But we want it done smart. We want some private capital brought into this. There are so many different ways of really getting a great plan. And at times, it seems that Secretary Buttigieg and others are agreeable to a smaller package, but then the pay-fors come up. And they don't want to hear about using funds that are already available from this massive amount of COVID dollars that are still available to the tune of $800, $900 billion worth. They want the taxes, Maria. They see this as a transformational moment. They refer to it as generational. I don't know what's generational about taxing and spending, but it's generational for them to transform America, deconstruct America into a big government socialist, in fact, one-party state. That's the agenda, not so much building roads and bridges.
Yeah, and we saw those priorities in the president's budget. And we saw those priorities in the president's budget, which he dropped on Friday. Congressman, it's great to talk with you. We need more time to go through those priorities next time. Congressman Dan Meuser, thank you, sir. We'll be right back.